what I expect from somebody that I'm voting for a political office is I expect them to be a criminal. What I don't expect is for them to be caught. And
This could all go horribly wrong at any minute.
hello there, and welcome to the 194th edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled Will's Place. Yep, that's it, pure and simple. What is Will's Place? It is a wonderful lunch restaurant located in Skokie, Illinois, just outside of Chicago, in downtown Skokie, that is. And I had the pleasure of having lunch there, spending time there, doing a meet and greet there in hopes of bringing in some newer patrons and meeting some of the folks who had been there before. And it's a very special place, and it truly is. It's a wonderful place to have lunch, and if you want your hope renewed, and if you're one of those folks who don't believe that every city is under siege, and that we're completely incapable of doing things that would make our lives better and those around us better, and I've discovered one of those places, and it's growing, and hopefully with a little input from me, and truly it is a little input. I don't know how many of you out there are in that area, but if you are, go to Will's Place. Will's Place, Skokie.com is where you can find out all about it. But I will tell you that I was visiting my friends and have been close friends for way too long. I realized it's been 50 years that I've known Jim and Marilyn Yashimura, and Marilyn's sister, along with the family, really, one of the largest families I know. A lot of kids in that family, and one of the daughters, Joan Halligan, had a son named Will, and discovered that after she had adopted him in Vietnam, discovered that he adopted him as an infant. Discovered that he had a stroke and was going to be incapable of speaking due to that, and so she realized that she would be dealing with a child with special needs. And as Will grew, she began to realize that there are few opportunities for those with special needs, especially at 21, their education is finished for all intents and purposes. And so that, it was what was, she wanted to, do something for Will so that he could be basically a contributing member to our society. And one of the things that Will, and lucky for us, loved was cooking. And so she came up with an extraordinary idea of creating a place where those kids with special needs could really find a place to work. And they would build a lunch restaurant, and it's used for some other things on occasions, and in the evenings sometimes there are gatherings there. And Will's Place, Skokie.com, and go there, and it will tell you about what other events occur. And I was lucky enough to go over there. The outside of the cook, who does a terrific job, Mark, and the one who is kind of out front is the kind of the host of the restaurant. Outside the two of them, everyone else is special needs. There are about 20 of them, including the pastry chef. It's a remarkable group. Will helps cooking with Mark, and it's really quite something. I had I hate to say this, it's really happy afternoon there, being able to see really what this meant to the community, what it meant especially to those kids, and well, they are kids to me, but they're young adults who and in terms of our country, we don't give those with special needs, that kind of room in which to find work that would give them a sense of meaning and purpose, and it really is. This was a huge step forward for all of those kids, and also there just comes a point at 21 they're kind of out of the system, and if you earn too much money because you're given disability, you can only earn a certain amount of money, which is just staggering, just appalling. They don't do that. Rich people aren't limited in how much they can earn, but those with special needs who are kind of given government money can't add to that income, where they can't find a better way to kind of do this, so that they can't come up with better rules. I mean, whatever you want to call it, so that these kids could learn to, at least have the opportunity to earn a larger income, if it were. And it was just you learn a lot there. Well worth your time, well worth your energy. If you're out in Chicago, and especially if you're living out there, go there. Just go there. It will be a life changer. And it will give you, it will restore faith, which is not my strongest suit. It will restore hope, something I've always avoided. And it will give you an understanding of what the community of those who have special needs children, and those who are considered to have special needs, those adults, really. I'm calling them children because, well, I'm getting old. And so it's well worth your time, your energy, and I'm telling you, the food is terrific. I'm going to tell you, I should just be doing a food show. A muffaletta, excellent. A meatball sub, given to the expert Ben Brewer, my tour manager. He's a big meatball person, loved it. And then an unbelievable a turkey wrap with their pickled vegetables. And it was all terrific. And I didn't realize till today, when I was listening to some of the press about it, and from some of their interviews, that Will apparently makes a dynamite chocolate chip cookie. I miss fucking that, son of a bitch. Well, I'm gonna have to get that next time. So truly, take a look at take a look at the website, and they can certainly use a contribution here and there, and really what they could use more of is just folks going in and getting a sandwich and stuff. My friend Mary Lynn has some terrific artwork there, and it's wonderful to see it displayed. And she is really an artist whose work should be better known. And I'm hoping to help get her work out there. But for now, if you really are looking for a unique piece of art and a practical piece of art at times, because she is branched out beyond the four corners of the frame, and is doing wonderful pieces, coffee mugs, and all sorts of things that are quite unique, spectacular. And just go, okay? Will's Place, a great place for lunch, a great place to go find your smile again. I can't believe I just said that. Hey there! I just want to catch you up on where we're going to be in the next few weeks. Always go to lewisblack.com if you're wondering. But as of right now, I want to tell you that on October 17th, I'm going to be coming your way, Louisville, Kentucky. I will be at the Brown Theater. That'll be right after you hear this Rantcast the next day. October 18th, I'm coming to Milwaukee to the Pabst Theater. October 19th, I will be in Madison, Wisconsin at the Capitol Theater. The next weekend, on October 25th, I will be at Durham, North Carolina at the Durham Performing Arts Center. And then October 26th, on to Charleston, that's South Carolina, at the Charleston Music Hall. I look forward to seeing all of you out there if you can make it. I appreciate your time listening to me. Remember, lewisblack.com. There will be new dates that are going to be added over the next few months, filling in from January and February and sometimes in March. Keep an eye out for those. But meanwhile, I'll be back every week telling you where I'm coming to. And the reason I have to do this, to be quite honest, is just last week I was in Skokie and once again performed there 2 nights, and people kept wandering up from me from time to time going, gee, I live just a few blocks from here. I live 10 miles from here. I live 5 miles from here. I'm a big fan. I did not know that you were appearing here. So here I am. It's better than wearing a sandwich board. And so visiting Will's place was really quite wonderful. Obviously, I've been effusive. And then that evening, I did a performance at the North Shore Performing Arts Center and in Skokie, and found myself on stage. And from time to time, I find it during this last run difficult, almost as if I'm back to the beginning of when I was doing stand-up. Just is not even sure I was going to do stand-up. I would just get on stage with a group of notes and just start raving about stuff. I've kind of gone back to that. And so my brain will look at my notes and go, no, you know this, don't worry about it. You've got it, you're fine. And I've been doing a section about my parents that has really been kind of the, really is, how do I put it? It's the anchor of the set, because I can go on stage, I can do a number of variety of things. And recently there's just been a ton of stuff. And I've kind of been putting together some things, and I've not been able to kind of put it into, find the kind of order or through line yet for it, because there's so much stuff that just keeps going on and on and on. But even with that, I've been able to, after I went through whatever in terms of what's been happening, I would then take the moment to reflect on my parents and really use what was a series of, I think, pretty good jokes and commentary about my affection for them and how unique they are, and especially and how unique my mother certainly was, and someone who led a truly a long life, and I forgot the first time. I've been doing this 6 months, 8 months. Where I've been using that, and that kind of like it calms me down, and it relaxes the audience and go, oh no, he remembers jokes. He can get through this. And I forgot it, completely forgot it. And it left me, and I didn't even know I forgot it. That's what's truly extraordinary. And at that point, I just, it started my run in terms of what had been happening. And then there was another chunk of stuff of what had been happening. And so I started throwing everything at the wall, everything I could get my hands on. And as a result, I yelled too much. I pushed my energy too much. But the audience was truly gave me a lot of leeway. They were really terrific in terms of how do I put it? I thought they were nicer than they should have been. And I think they might have gotten a certain amount of joy out of watching the car I was driving nearly swerve and drive off the road. But I managed to kind of keep it going, and finished up, and just didn't feel a kind of satisfaction that I've felt as of late with my work, and is I've kind of been really trying to develop a new special. So went back, went to sleep that night. I was a little depressed by things. The audience gave me, it was just incredible afterwards. And I woke up the next morning and realized that was that day. The next day was the anniversary of my mother's passing. And I'm like, well, figure it out, fuck. Here's where, that's what happened. Grief will bite you in the ass, and you don't think it will. Either that or my mother was going, here, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to come at you and kick your ass when you least expect it. But it was really, I think, a moment of grief there. And I just standing on stage and really without any recognition whatsoever, I didn't even realize that I didn't want to look back. And so the next night, it was probably one of the best performances I've ever done on what was the passage of my mom on that day. 2 years. She's been gone 2 years. And so it goes, as the truly great Kurt Vonnegut said. Mm-hmm. So, miss you, Mom, and miss you, Pop. And today, as I sit here, it's Yom Kippur, and so I'm atoning. Yeah, I'm atoning by doing a Rantcast. I know many of you, many of you who are much more, I'm I wouldn't even call, I'm close to being a practicing Jew, but those of you who are, it's just not what I do. I could go on, but I've done it time and again about why I have a trouble with Yom Kippur. I just didn't like just quite simply, I didn't like being brought into temple at the age of 8, 9, 10, and being told that was the day that God was going to write my name in the book of life or the book of death. Not something you tell a 9 or 10-year-old. Mm-mm. And so God would listen to your prayers and take a good look at your record. It felt like a death report card. And if you failed, boom, that's it. God was going to, write your name in the book of death. I always had this moment where I thought that just as he's finishing, there's a drop of ink comes off of his quill or her quill, so that God would then have to write. What do we need? One more name? Oh yeah, I remember, Louis Black, Leib Nookham, Louis Black. Yep. Let's just fill in the blank, and it looks good. It looks good on the page. So it's not just a drop of ink. It's Lewis. And so what else is happening? Oh, yeah. The truth doesn't seem to matter to a lot of people. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been really not backing off of her claim that, that they're controlling the weather. Someone is controlling the weather. The Democrats are controlling the weather. Yes, to read it, and even people in the party are saying, well, maybe you're a little up. When I was a kid, and if someone said at any point that they believed that someone was controlling the weather, and they believed that, and they went all in on that, guess where they would end up? They'd end up in a clinic somewhere. They would end up in psychiatric care for a while. I mean, this is unbelievable. Okay? She's a representative? Are you fucking kidding me? And she's spewing this stuff? And nobody goes, maybe maybe it'd be nice if you kind of had a straitjacket on for a few moments, or maybe we could just kind of not allow you to really talk publicly, and just kind of share some of this nonsense with trained people in the world of reality, people who are trained in it, people who live in it. I mean, it goes beyond. It's beyond anything that I've witnessed in a long time. Not just her, but this craziness that's going on, and also the lovely Donald Trump, who so many seem to can't get behind enough. It turns out, published his Bible, the Bible that he's selling for $60, and it was published in China. $3 a copy is what it cost to do it in China. I mean, and he wants boy, we'll make America. What? Are you fucking kidding me? So you can make what, $56, whatever it is, after you ship it. I don't know, but come on, and I mean, printing the Bible alone and putting his name on it with the Constitution was more than crossing the line of kind of madness in its own right. Really? He spoke about grabbing pussy. He doesn't apologize. He doesn't do. I mean, what does it take for people to kind of recognize what's happening? I get why some people go, okay, I'm in. All right? And now he's sitting there talking to his donors, a whole ton of very rich people, and yelling that he's not raising the kind of money that Kamala Harris is. I mean, who the fuck complains he's raising tons of money? Okay? And he's not even paying back the money. Okay, folks, true story in a number of places that he's not paying for his gatherings. Okay? Not paying for it. Not putting the money up that was, that you got to do in order to be able to get these places, to be able to do his rallies. Not paying for it. He's not paying for it. I don't know what it takes for people to see or hear anything anymore. Has everybody gone fucking deaf? Huh? I mean, maybe that's why I've been screaming all this time, in hopes that somebody somewhere would hear. And no. And so that's part of the reason. Bye. Because I'm tired of yelling. Okay? It takes a lot out of me. And it doesn't seem to get through. And people that used to be fans of mine, have, because I will say this about him. Well, why would you say this? It's because it's, a lot of what I'm saying is true. Okay? A ton of it is true. Most of it is true. Hopefully all of it is true. There's always a little here or there on the edges that, well, he said come on. Not, okay. I'm going to stop here. I mean, he's been, these speeches as of late, he's that he alone can save the country from those people he calls animals, stone cold killers, the worst people, and the enemy from within. And he claims that Vice President Harris has imported an army of illegal alien gang members and migrant criminals from the dungeons of the third world. You're running on this? Huh? Right? The vice president is doing this from prisons and jails and insane asylums and mental institutions. And she has had them resettled, and he loves this word, beautifully into your community to prey upon innocent American citizens. He's making shit up. Okay? All right? And I'm sick of it. Is she the best candidate? Who the fuck knows? But and right now, she's the only candidate who's trying to at least deal with the reality that I comprehend, and not one that is totally created. Do we have shit going on in the streets of my city? Yes. Is it caused by her bringing this? No. It's caused by the fact that I got a mayor who can't operate because he's incapable of it. But at least he's got his own. God, it's just beyond belief. Hey, I got real problems, and do we have we got a migrant problem here? Yes, to a point. But what we really have here is a mental health problem in terms of my neighborhood, everywhere. Okay, and it's just not working out with this mayor. But in this mayor is kind of under an indictment, and all I expect. This has been a part of my act recently. What I expect from somebody that I'm voting for a political office is I expect them to be a criminal. What I don't expect is for them to be caught. And so apparently he's been caught, at least for the time being, and now we got to wait for the trial. Oh God, but in the meantime, nothing's being done. It wasn't being done before this, and everyone he seems to appoint flees office. So that's my problem here. Okay, it's got nothing to do with what he's talking about. If he would talk about that, then I would say okay. And then and people seem to think that it was a lovely time when he was the president, and that the economy was just great, right? And is the economy kind of fucked now? Yeah. Is it getting better? Yeah. And none of us, here's the other thing, none of us, including myself, understand the economy at all. Not at all. Not at all. That kind of puts a crimp in everything, doesn't it? What else have I got here? Early on, he gave COVID tests. Gave the COVID tests, the Abbott COVID testing machines. I didn't even know there were machines for to Putin. Very early on, when we needed them, he gave them to him. So that, and it was a lovely conversation that they had, and even Putin told them not to tell us because it would get him in trouble. So now it comes out, and it doesn't seem to bother anybody who seems to be behind him 190%. So that's all I got. And another little thing before I go about guns and kids. Two little stories. A Georgia elementary school suspended a 9-year-old girl for pretending a banana was a gun. The girl's father, Ryan, I can't pronounce his last name, says he believes several students were using bananas as guns at lunch when his daughter picked up her banana and said, "Pew, pew, you're under arrest." And Ryan said he initially laughed when school officials told him how his daughter earned a 1-day suspension, but they weren't laughing back. So kids can't even play. You don't get the difference between that. Yep. She's going to go home and get a real banana gun. Doesn't matter. I mean, and that's it, where we're at means we really all need to go into psychiatric examination. But if that were not enough, an 11-year-old Virginia boy was also suspended from school. This is just really weeks apart for waiting too long to report that another student had brought a bullet to class. Tim Anderson, attorney for the student's family, says the boy was shown the bullet just before a test and reported it when the test was finished. They're like, "Thank you so much for reporting. Now you're suspended," said Anderson, who notes the child was given the same 2-day suspension as the student with the bullet. What do you say? What the fuck do you say? and they're making shit up about hurricane relief. And as a result, people who work for FEMA are being threatened, and they believe that they're going after lithium or whatever the fuck. Initially, when Hurricane Helene hit, and that they were going to take over the houses there so they could the government could get lithium. Come on, just stop it. And then, and my favorite, Ron DeSantis is down there in Florida saying, "Don't worry about FEMA. I'm in charge of everything," as opposed to just saying FEMA's doing a great job. Just shut the fuck up. Okay? How do you turn the idea of rescuing folks at the end of two horrific hurricanes? How do you make this shit political? Is beyond my comprehension. Okay? It really is. Something is so deeply, deeply wrong with us that we need to snap. I don't know what'll do it. Maybe I'll know by next week. And so that's it from here. I may be doing, and I will get this out there, a live Rant is due next Saturday from Madison if I can get it together. I really would like to do it because I just won't be able to put this kind of thing together for next week. So I hope, put this normal, in my cable access studio here. So I'm hoping to do a live one on stage for you. And then that'll go out the next week. So if you live in Madison, Milwaukee, or anywhere in Wisconsin, please write in, rant in, tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what's bothering you. And I will read it. And if I don't get it read next Saturday, I will read it the week after. And because I'll have some time then. And take care of yourselves, okay? Please, especially now. I have friends who this is all driving them all nuts, and really we can't let it. We just can't. But I understand it. So take care. Take a nap if you have to. And thank you for all who sent in the rants this week, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I enjoyed reading them, because it is, as I've said time and again, a privilege and a pleasure to spend time with you. As the crisp fall air rolls in and the leaves begin to change, boy, do I get irritated. But the one thing that truly calms me down is the natural power of cannabis, brought to me by Baya, farmed and crafted with care in the United States and trusted by over 500,000 customers. Baya has a product for everyone. Baya is well known for its premium THCA flower, grown indoors in state-of-the-art facilities and harvested at peak THCA levels to emphasize a natural aroma and flavor. Baya is constantly adding new strains to its website every week, as they're always receiving fresh new strains from their independent farms' harvests. The THCA flower strains are grown with care and rigorously tested to ensure the highest quality, free from harsh pesticides or nasty chemicals. Baya just launched their high THCA flower in 7-gram and 28-gram bags, and brand new flavors for the THCA vapes line. So you have more options than ever to blaze your own trail, if you get my drift. Baya is also well renowned for their award-winning THC and THC-free gummies and vapes, soothing topicals, and calming drops, all crafted with the highest quality hemp, sourced from trusted, independently owned American farms. And the best part, Baya legally ships to nearly all states in the United States in discreet packaging directly to your door with a worry-free guarantee. No medical card required. So if you're 21 and over, check out our link to Baya's website in our description for 15% off. And the Via product I enjoy the most now is the Dream Sleeps gummies. I'll tell you, I have always had difficulty sleeping. And with Via, those days are over. I'm able to get a full, restful night's sleep so I can get up the next day ready to yell and scream as I watch the leaves fall. So if you're 21 and over, check out the link to Via in our description and use the code Lewis to receive 15% off. During checkout, they will ask where you heard about them. So please support our show and tell them we sent you. This fall, enhance your everyday with Via. Once again, use the link in our description and code Lewis at checkout. Just want to take a moment to thank all of you for the rants you've been sending in and the rants that'll be coming. And we'll begin with Melissa Ball. Lou, I hate candy corn, and I hate that my kid loves it. And now he found out that there's a candy corn hotel in the Poconos and wants to go. Well, Melissa, I was just checking it. It's not a full hotel. There's a suite there, and I don't. It would be one thing if it was just a theme for the whole. You're going to go into a room, and I don't know. Go online, look at the picture, and just tell your kid no. Give the kid Disney World. All right, I mean it. It's whatever it takes to get out of going into that room. If you hate candy corn as much as I do, candy corn themed to the point of freakishness. Go online, folks. Candy Corn Hotel in the Poconos. It'll be right there. They were reporting on it. Candy corn bed, headboard, a big giant thing stashed with all sorts of candy corn for you. Little storage area. All that horrifying orange color and the white and the yellow. I can't even talk about it. But thanks for warning me, Melissa. And I will not be performing there. Oh man, when does it end? They just continue. There seems to be enough people. Much as we always find, we think, oh, it can only be 10% of the American people. No, there's 50% of us like it, 50% of us don't. And that seems to be the way everything rolls now. And when it comes to candy corn, that's got to change. Wow. Or just take your kid there and let him, he'll make himself sick of it all, but it's going to be hard for you not to want to. I won't even go into it. Enough. From CS, maintaining anonymity for reasons you will fully understand. I work for the state government of Pennsylvania under the direction of Governor Josh Shapiro. Yes, that Josh Shapiro, the potential VP candidate for the Kamala Harris campaign. If you think he's a crackerjack of a governor, then I'm glad the Harris campaign didn't pick him. If you think he runs the state government so well, let me tell you from the inside of it, it's a shit show. I'm appalled by the government bureaucracy we have here. I put bureaucracy in quotes as it's not from red tape, but from laziness and lack of efficiency in the workforce. The way they do things here is so draconian that it's an insult to the Commonwealth I serve. I have never seen or heard of government having backlogs on so many applications from businesses, unemployment, and more. I come to work every day to serve the people of Pennsylvania, and then I have to deal with terrible management and bureaucracy of employees to get my job done. I came to work to serve the people, not be lazy for 15 to 20 years to collect a pension from it. I hope if Shapiro hears this, that the people of his government have a few words for him on how he could do better. Kindly yours, Anonymous. So is it him that's the cause of the gumming up of the works? I mean, it could be for sure. You're the one who's working there. I worked for the government. I had a friend who, my friend Ray, works up where he literally did. He did an hour's work literally every day, and because they told him to slow down, in in his first week, he was already 2 months ahead of everybody in terms of production. So I kind of understand what's going on. But then how did they get that bridge done so quickly? I guess when it's important, it matters. Take care of yourself, CS, and I hope they give you a good pension. Thank you, Leslie Herzog, for this rant. Hi, Louis. A quick background. I'm a recent transplant from the Windy City after 69 years of battling snow and ice, wind and rain, and horrendous traffic. I decided to retreat to the warm, sunny foothills of Nevada's Red Rock Mountains, uh, or AKA Las Vegas. Little did I know that this oasis in the desert also comes complete with snow, ice, hurricane force winds, and monsoons. Do not get me started on the drivers. There is literally some sort of collision every 5 minutes. And this does not include the strip, which is not actually in Las Vegas. It's in paradise. Not that paradise, folks. Paradise, Nevada. But I digress. My real gripe has nothing to do with the prevailing winds, the hail, traffic misadventures, or the occasional scorpion hanging out near my desk. It has to do with the one thing that I thought I'd escaped when I left the Midwest. The one thing I thought I would never encounter in the desert of the mountains. The one pestilence I was certain could only survive east of the Rockies. Pigeons. Now, before I dive deeper into this rant, let me pause to add that I'm a nature lover, an animal lover. I don't kill spiders or scorpions, and I even scoop little desert lizards out of the pool who have succumbed to the chlorine and deserve a better resting place. I don't even inherently hate pigeons. But what I do hate, what I despise, is pigeon poop. What I did not realize when I bought a home in Las Vegas, what the realtors conveniently neglect to tell you, is that pigeons are inexorably drawn to solar panels on roofs. And to this, the irresistible attraction of free drinks at the pool and free snacks on garbage day, and you have the makings of a perfect storm of poop. The flying poopinators swoop in with their friends, creating cozy rooftop casitas from which poop grenades are fired. No surface is spared. The missiles often explode on landing, resulting in a splattered mess that proceeds, Lewis, to cement itself into the underlying concrete. The dung bombs that don't explode are blown into the pool where they proceed to form communal gatherings on the pool floor. Nothing stops them. The onslaught is relentless. Well, I realize this situation is hopeless, and that all my ranting and raving about pigeon poop will solve nothing. However, I feel somewhat better getting this off my chest, if not the patio. The sun is setting in the desert, and the desecrated pool is gradually disappearing under the cover of night. So I will drift off to sleep, dreaming of a pigeon poop free world. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing, Leslie. Good luck with the poop. God, pigeons. Ooh. Odd little critters, too. Miss K has something to say. Woo-hoo, did you watch that one, huh? Taco Bell has this thing called Tuesday Drops. Well, it's been an interest of mine because I like a good deal, but it's only available on Tuesday from 2 to 5 p.m. And I like to do my errands early. Somehow today worked out, and the treat for $1 was one of my favorites, a Crunch Wrap Supreme. Now I haven't had one in years because they're $6. I can make a lot of treats at home and put a few homemade burritos in the freezer for the same price. Well, after I finished my errands, I managed to pull into the parking lot at 1:57 p.m., which felt like perfection. I grabbed my phone and opened the app as I sat in my car with bated breath. Nothing was fucking happening. Really, you assholes? I've been dealing with your constant fucking notifications for fucking months. but I finally found the fucking promo code. I added my awaited Crunch Wrap Supreme in one of those Slurpee type freezes, and then went to the checkout, and the promo code doesn't fucking work. Okay, fine. Apparently it had to be in fucking caps, but whatever. It finally worked. Woo, yes. And to my disappointment, I was told the quota had already been filled. What in the flying fuck? I immediately looked at the time and it was 2:04 p.m. What? 4 fucking minutes? I guess I didn't read the fine print. It was only the first 20,000 customers. As I sat there fuming, I contemplated at least getting the $1 happy hour drink. But oh, fucking no. Fuck you, Taco Bell. As I left still agitated, I decided on an alternative. Burger King. I used the app and ordered large fries that were free with $1 purchase, which was a vanilla soft serve cup. I paid my $1 with tax for my order, went home, fired up the air fryer, and cooked a frozen hamburger patty. While fixing the burger, I warmed up the fries and looked forward to my ice cream treat. And as I sat there, finally enjoying my lunch with a calming alcoholic beverage, guess what? I got a fucking notification from Taco Bell for the fucking Tuesday drop special. Fuckers. I added that for you. Thanks, Miss K. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.